Well, pumpkins, obviously, in studio mean that, well, fall is here and Halloween is only weeks away. But what dangers should we be cautious of when it comes to our pets around the spooky holiday? Here to help us is none other than our Sac & Co friend and veterinarian. We have Dr. Lisa Hess, along with the incredibly adorable Laz. He's just comfortable as usual. You know, he's ready for his close-up, Lisa.
He's not in his costume.
So tell me, Lisa, Halloween time, very exciting. Everyone's dressing up. We're going out. We're collecting treats. And however, as exciting as it can be a little bit dangerous for our pets, right?
It can be. Depends on how curious your pet is, or nervous or scared. And, you know, sometimes those big happy labs love to get into your children's chocolate the next morning after trick-or-treating, and that's when it gets scary.
Okay.
So I think it comes down to just being conscientious. Halloween's a fun time. Yes, take your pets trick-or-treating with you if they are the type of pet that
would do well in a large crowd. Yeah.
You know, and certainly think about putting them in a costume. Costumes are fun, but I wouldn't just put them on a costume the night of Halloween. You know, make sure they're comfortable, that they're not afraid of it. It's not too tight or constricting around the neck.
And that they're not going to eat at it, right?
Right, eat at it, or make sure they seem comfortable and they actually almost like it. Like Laz likes wearing things.
Oh, Laz likes to dress up. Yeah, well, he's worn a life jacket here on the show, and today he's got his pumpkin little scarf on. Yeah. Let's talk though about the main things people need to keep in mind though when it comes to Halloween safety for our pets. What are those main things?
First thing is keep the candy away. Raisins, grapes, chocolate. And another thing people don't know about is xylitol. It's a synthetic sweetener that's found in sugar-free gum and a lot of candies, and it can be very scary for pets when they get into xylitol. It causes acute liver failure.
Oh no.
So overall, keep the candy out, up high away.
Okay.
The night of trick-or-treating, if you have really a nervous dog, keep them in a back bedroom or a laundry room or crate. If you're worried your pet is going to be overwhelmed by all the trick-or-treaters coming in, ringing the doorbell, it's overwhelming for pets. And also keep your cats indoors. I would not during the Halloween season, especially if you have a black cat, keep your cats inside.
And it's unfortunate you have to mention that, but it is the unfortunate truth as well that there are people out there that may harm your pets.
Yes.
So as you mentioned, if you go trick-or-treating, make sure your pet is not going to react negatively to all the costumes and be frightened. Make sure that they're familiar and they're going to be okay. But never leave a pet outside by themselves if you're going to leave, right?
Correct.
Keep them indoors.
Yes, and if your pet's that worried, consider sedation for your pet. Sedatives are really helpful because the doorbell's going to be ringing or they're going to be knocking at the door.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and then the other thing to consider is make sure, just in case your pets get out, they all have identification. Just in case they get out, because that can happen too.
What about dyeing your pet's fur? I know a lot of people like to put colored dyes on their animals.
Yeah, I think a little bit of something that's safe, that is non-toxic, is fine for a one-time event. I certainly wouldn't be doing it all the time. You know, people paint their pets' toenails. I think that's fine too. But, make sure they're comfortable with it. It's not getting in their eyes or in their ears, and they're not really irritated and stressed out about it. Because they're our pets, we don't want to torture them just so we're having fun.
Yeah,
exactly. It should be a fun event, and if you have a really mellow dog that loves it and loves being in the center of attention, I think it's fine.
Okay. All right, but let's say a pet does end up destroying their costume. We think they've eaten it or they've gotten into the candy. What do we do? Well,
the first thing is find out what type of candy it is. And call your emergency veterinarian or your veterinarian. Sometimes we'll have you induce vomiting over the phone.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll have you give hydrogen peroxide at home. You can also call Poison Control Pet Line or Hotline. They'll give you some information about the specific candy.
There's a pet?
Yes,
hotline?
Pet Hotline.
I didn't know that.
Yes, Pet Hotline, and they will help you. They'll look at the type of candy. Is it dark chocolate? Dark chocolate's worse than milk chocolate. They'll look and see is there xylitol in it. You have to be careful about the ingredients. How big is your dog? A bigger dog that
the amount that they ate. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
A big dog that gets into a few M&Ms, not the end of the world. A little 2-pound dog that gets into some M&Ms could cause some vomiting and diarrhea.
Okay.
So calling your vet right away, knowing exactly what your pet got into would be helpful. And the other thing is if your pet ingests something like part of the costume or the fake webbing that can cause decorations or gets in and eats a carved pumpkin and is actually sick, vomiting, having diarrhea, uncomfortable, tender belly, that's the time when you really should be seen. Go in, take your pet to the veterinarian.
Okay.
Something's wrong.
All right, so keep your pet also away from some of the pumpkins and the gourds.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much. Laz, you were a gentleman as always. Such a cutie.